Hi everybody, so today we are going to do a Jenga Block Santa Christmas in July. I've been wanting to do it for a while now, but getting close and just seeing all the posts with Christmas in July theme going on, I'm excited to make him. So we're going to start off with some Jenga blocks from DT, and we're going to use the Well Bond. If you're new to my channel, I get Well Bond. You can buy it at Lowe's or Rona. And I know Michael's carries it. Some other hardware stores carry it, and this is just my preference. You can use whatever your preference is if you build with Jenga blocks. So I'm gonna give the count at the end because we're gonna do something different a little bit than my normal videos. So we're gonna build it from the bottom up, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna decorate it as we go because I think it'll be a little bit easier instead of the idea I have of putting it on and then trying to decorate as we go. So we're gonna start off with the legs, and you're gonna need 16 blocks per leg, which is 32 for total for both legs. You're gonna glue a stack of 3, another stack of 3, one more, 4 rows of stacks of 3. That will go like this. And just try to make sure that they're even, that they're not unbalanced, because this is where Santa's legs, you're gonna put the top part of Santa on. Then you're gonna need 4 Jenga blocks, two on each side, which will be the boot, something like this. So when you glue it on, sorry, it's like this, and it's gonna look like that. Once I get this part glued on, I am going to file it. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you can use a coarse nail file from DT. This one's not from DT. I have a couple different ones. There's a wider one that you can get from DT. I use my Dremel hand drill, which I'm just gonna file the edges off the corners. I won't do the bottom because you want it flat and you don't want it to tip. So you won't do the bottoms, but you'll do the sides, the top along here, and the back as well, not the bottom. Once I file them, I am going to use some Tuscany red, which is from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna paint the boot on the top part, the first section of the Jenga blocks, all the way around red. The bottom part, I am going to use just black paint from DT, and it's over here. Just some black paint, and I'm gonna paint it from here down. Once that's done, we'll move forward to the next step. So I finished painting them, and on the bottom part of the boot, I actually just put a clear coat of just the gloss Mod Podge, just to give them a shine, because they are boots. I have some Dollarama Fun Fur, and it's just the thin stringy one, but you can use any kind of fur if you want. So I did wrap some around. I just put some hot glue for the boot. I think they look pretty cute. And we will start the body. For the body part, now this doesn't include, there's gonna be some type of neck that I am gonna have, but we're just gonna do the body part. So I just found it, I tried this way because I think it'll be a little bit easier to put them together than trying to hold him, paint him, and add all these extras on it like the fun fur and stuff. So that's why I wanted to try it this way. So with the bottom layer, and this whole section is all vertical. So the bottom one starts with 8. We got a set of 2 9s, 3 rows of 10, and then there is 13 rows of 9, and then the top layer is 8. Now you're just gonna, the 8 over the 9s, you're just gonna center it. We're just gonna center the 3 rows of 10, the 2 rows of 9, and the 1 row of 8, and you're just gonna glue all those together. Once you get those glued together, we're just gonna go back to painting it, and we're gonna paint it all red And the Tuscany red is the one, like I said, that I'm going to use from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to glue these together and paint this. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put on some fun fur. I'm going to use the same one, but if you can find something similar, we're going to make it look like he's wearing a jacket. So I'm still going to use this Dollarama fun fur string. We're just going to attach it on the top. We're not going to put it on here, just right to the top of the front, because you want to put the neck and the head, so you don't want this lying on there that it won't be solid. And we're going to bring it down like his jacket's open. And we're going to bring it on the lift right here, this little part that's lifted. And you're going to want to do that for the other side as well. We're just going to do another strip so it's a little bit thicker here and make it kind of go round. Then you're going to want to attach these two pieces on the back side so it attaches. So I'm just going to put it like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a belt. So DT had this fake fun leather. We've all seen it. I think it's come in white, black, navy, I think tan too. I already cut a strip off. Now you're going to want it the thickness of the, I believe these rows, the 310 rows, thickness for there. Now this piece is not long enough, so I'm going to have to attach it to go all the way around as well. So we're going to have it like that. Next thing you're going to want to do is, sorry about the phone guys, is you're going to want to grab one of these barrettes from DT. And I'm going to, obviously, I don't think we really want Santa wearing like a diamond bling belt. You're going to need to take the barrette off. You're going to have to pull this off. I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to actually probably use some wire cutters. You're going to have to cut these little, there's little tiny spikes. That's because it's a hair clip, so I guess to keep your hair. You're going to want to cut them as low as you can all the way around. And that's going to go right there for the belt. I am just going to spray paint it with some gold metallic spray right over the diamond part. And if you don't have the spray paint, you can always use gold paint from DT as well. Or maybe you have another idea for a ring. Maybe you have a wood oval ring, or there's a little bit different possibilities, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to get these on and then we're going to go on to the next part. All right, so I just wanted to show you. So I got it on, I sprayed painted it gold. I just did a little bit more of a U and I wrapped it all the way around. I just used some hot glue. With the belt, I did add a bit of hot glue and E6000, or sorry, Well Bond, but I don't let the glue touch because it won't set properly if you let hot glue and Well Bond, and I think that goes with most glues. So I didn't let them touch each other, but this is what I came with. So the next part we're gonna do is the neck, and this is just the neck. You're not really gonna see it because there's gonna be a beard in the way. But the neck is 9 blocks upright, which goes here, and you want to make sure it's flat. The next part, I'm going to call it the 2 parts of the face. So we're going to do the bottom layer. So the bottom layer has 6 blocks, 6 blocks, and another row of 6 blocks and 6 blocks. So there's 24 blocks. And you're going to put it on there, and you're just going to put it in the middle because as you can see, it's a little bit bigger, and that's fine. So I'm just going to put it like this. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Sorry, upright like this. So it is just a little bit wider. So we're going to put it like this. And then the top part of the face, the bottom part, and then the top part is 8 layers. So you're going to do 8 layers like this sideways, and you're going to do 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to go on top of there. But when you glue it on, you're going to glue it on in the middle, a little bit more to the back so we can put the beard and nose and everything. And it's gonna look like this, but it's gonna be up more like that. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Now I am gonna use some DT paint. I have a warm beige, and they say both warm beige, but they kind of look a little bit different on the bottles. They're both from DT. I'm going to probably try the lighter color, and then I might go to the warm. Well, just depends on what I do. And just like the body, I didn't mention on the body though, I just did, like I said, the filing. You don't have to do the filing with the nail file or if you have a drill, but I'm just going to round the edges like I did on this one. Now with little spots like this, I am just going to put a little bit more red paint on there just to fill the spots. And just so you don't have the open cracks, I see a few more, and then I will let that dry. Once I get these glued and paint them gray, we'll move on to the hat. All right, so I finished that off. I glued it all on, and that's around the back side. I just fluff it around. So that part's done. So the head, I did it with the warm beige. I did a couple coats. I don't know why it didn't stick. Sometimes these Jenga blocks are not crooked, but you're not going to see the back anyways. So now here's the head. Let me just put this down here so you can see it. Let me stick something underneath it. There we go, so it's not tilted. So we're going to center that. And I took some Fun Fur. Now this is from Dollarama, but you could use, one of those dust mops from Dollar Tree. You could use one of those. If you have little pom-poms, you can glue them together into a diamond. I just took 2 strips and then I just cut them in a triangle. And I did it like this. As you can see, I just used some duct tape in the back and cut it in a triangle. So it's gonna go here. And I'm just gonna glue it right on top. Then I'm gonna add a nose. Now I just took, you can use a glass marble, like one of those vase fillers, and you can paint it. I grabbed one of those little Easter eggs, those little foam Easter eggs, and I cut it in half. I haven't decided which nose I'm gonna use that. I'm probably just gonna use this one. I'm gonna paint it the same color, the warm beige from DT. Gonna glue it on there. Then the next thing, I just grabbed some DT googly eyes, which are gonna go on here. Now I'm just gonna move this to the side, guys. Now I took some felt, and this is what it looks like. It's similar to making a gnome hat, so you cut it on an angle. I just glued it. Now I use this roll of felt from DT. The only thing is I found it very, very thin. So I did 2 layers on it, did my kind of rectangular, and then I just did 2 layers of it, and I just glued it together. And then I just glued the line in the back, and just gonna add a pom-pom. I have a pom-pom yarn. I'm just gonna put the pom-pom. I'm gonna take the same stuff I used on for the jacket part. I'm gonna wrap this around a couple times to make a lip of the hat. I'm gonna do a few layers of that. And I'm just gonna show you here. I don't know if it's gonna let me put it on. I haven't decided though if I'm going to, so I'm just gonna kind of have it like this. Now you'll just have to measure it when you do it. Even if it's a little big, you can tighten it up in the back. It's hard to do when I'm on the side here. I haven't decided if I want to stick some silver, some little fur. Maybe this fur would look good like actual hair with the mustache and that part. I'm gonna glue all this on, and then we're gonna move on to the arms. All right, I just wanted to finish showing you the head. So I didn't alter anything, I just added. So what I wanted to do was, I didn't like the no hair or nothing, and just the head and the back. So I just added some more Fun Fur, just longer patches than this. And I added just a little bit around the eyes, taped it all the way around like such. And if you play with it, Sorry, I'm just gonna get something here. What I did was just putting it sideways like a mustache. I did a line like this, so it kind of looks like a mouth, but I'm not gonna put no line or anything. And just fluff the hair a bit, kind of a little bit messy. And I think it turned out really good. So the next part of the body we are going to do, I'm just gonna move this out of the way here, is the arms. So on the arms, we're gonna need, each arm is gonna have 6 blocks, and they're just 3 and 3 attached on the bottom. When we attach them, they're gonna be sideways like this, but we're gonna put one of these little wheels you can get in the race car from GT. They come in little packets. Maybe you have another idea, but I use these ones. And you're just gonna attach it to the, like this, to add it like that. Just like this one, I already painted it. I'm gonna need another coat, and I'm gonna have to add 2 coats on that one. And then we're just gonna add the arms on there like that. I'm just gonna use, I'm actually gonna put some Wellbond on here first, and then I am going to paint them. But before we attach it, we're gonna attach everything at the end. I'm not going to, I am going to add still some mitts and some fur around the hands. So let me get these painted, and then I'll show you what we'll do next. All right, so I painted the arms. I'll show you the one that I did. And I just used some foam paper I had. This is what's left of it. I just had some foam paper. I was trying to make some out of felt, and I didn't really like how they turned out for the mitt on the bottom. So I decided to just use foam board. But what I did was, to make it thicker, because you're gonna attach it here, I cut out 4 mitts, and I just freehand drew a mitt, and then I just kept using the same one and kept cutting it out with some sharp tiny scissors. I'm gonna hot glue those, hot glue it right on to here. Once you get it hot glued onto there, you can just wrap some, so then it doesn't, you won't notice that it's thinner. The mitt is thinner than the arm, and you just wrap it around, and this is what it's gonna look like. So I just wrapped it around the fun fur twice, the fun yarn, I should say, just twice, and that's pretty much it. Let me just, we're gonna put them together. So what I suggest, I'm gonna put those other mitts on when I'm done here. What I suggest is, when you're putting it together, is doing it upright, standing where you want the feet. Take them off here. I'm gonna use, don't use hot glue, I'm gonna use some Wellbond. And then you're gonna position it, I know you can't see it, you're gonna position it where he's stable. I'm gonna do it this way so you guys can see better. I'll show you what he looks like upright when he's all put together and glued on properly, because it's not gonna be totally centered, and you're probably not gonna see it because of my screen. But you're gonna make sure that it's properly centered underneath. And the exact same thing with the head, that you're gonna make sure that it's properly centered as well. When you do the arms, you're gonna just put them just above or just below the line there, and should work out. So just make sure when you're measuring your mitts that it's not hitting too much. Mine's just barely hitting, which you can always just trim the thumb if you need be. But I'm gonna put them together, and I'm gonna show you the end with him all glued together, and I'll change my angle of my camera. And if you haven't already followed or subscribed, please do. I have a bunch of Jenga block ideas that I have for Christmas that nobody's done yet. Also, I have some Jenga block Thanksgiving crafts that I'm gonna do as well. Let me put them together, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you, I did add some eyebrows on him, and I just used the fun fur, same fur that I used for the mustache, but I just trimmed it down. I just thought I gave it a little bit more character than just the googly eyes, because I'm not a really big fan of them. So you have the little, where I said just put a line kind of with your finger, and it actually just kind of looks like its mouth. And this is him. So I did count, and there was 290 blocks that I used, and 290 Jenga blocks. And I measured him, he's 18 inches tall. So I think it's super cute. I actually have another idea for a Santa, which I'll do closer later in the fall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon. Happy crafting. Bye.